Every excuse you've ever made sounded reasonable, but it quietly stole your power. Because the truth is simple. You don't rise by luck, you rise by belief. And today, you choose who you become. Build belief or borrow excuses. There is a quiet war happening inside every human being, and it is not fought with fists or fire, but with thoughts. It is the war between belief and excuse. One builds futures in silence, the other comforts failure with explanations. Every life you admire, every legacy that outlived its creator, every name that history refuses to forget was born from this single decision made again and again in the dark, to build belief when excuses were easier to borrow. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they rent their confidence to circumstances. They let weather, background, timing, and opinions dictate the size of their dreams. They borrow excuses from the environment and call it realism. But realism has never built anything extraordinary. Every breakthrough in history began as an unreasonable belief in the mind of someone who refused to bow to the present. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb because the world believed in him. The world laughed at him. He built belief in a laboratory filled with broken glass and failed attempts. Abraham Lincoln did not rise because the road was smooth. It was brutal, humiliating, and unforgiving. But belief gave him posture when defeat tried to bend his spine. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination, yet he carried entire universes in his mind before the world ever saw a single character move. Belief is not optimism. It is not positive thinking. It is not pretending everything will work out. Belief is discipline of the mind. It is the refusal to let temporary conditions write permanent conclusions. Excuses, on the other hand, feel intelligent. They sound responsible. They come dressed as logic. Now is not the right time. I need more resources. Others have advantages I don't. And slowly, quietly, life moves on without you. The mind is the first battlefield. Whatever you allow to live there will eventually shape your actions. If you feed it doubt, it will protect you from risk. If you feed it belief, it will demand courage. Dale Carnegie understood this deeply. He knew that people are not defeated by circumstances, but by the meaning they assign to them. Change the meaning, and behavior follows. Change the belief, and destiny rearranges itself. Clarity is where belief sharpens. A vague mind borrows excuses easily. A clear mind sees responsibility. When you know what you want and why you want it, the noise loses its power. Vision becomes a filter. You stop reacting and start choosing. You no longer ask, is this comfortable? You ask, is this aligned? And alignment strengthens belief even when results are delayed. Discipline is belief in motion. It is belief translated into daily behavior. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Henry Ford didn't outwork everyone because he felt inspired every morning. He outlasted doubt by committing to systems when emotions were unreliable. Excuses depend on feelings. Belief depends on standards. And standards, once set, create momentum. Action is where belief proves its loyalty. Talking about belief is easy. Acting on it is rare. Action exposes fear, and fear always looks for an excuse to retreat. But every small act taken in alignment with belief expands your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hopes and start seeing yourself as someone who does. Confidence is not built by thinking, it is built by evidence, and action creates evidence. Resilience is belief under pressure. Anyone can believe when things are working. Few can believe when silence answers effort. This is where most people quit, not because they are incapable, but because they misinterpret resistance as rejection. Resistance is not a signal to stop. It is proof that growth is happening. Muscles tear before they strengthen. Character fractures before it hardens. Gratitude anchors belief in reality. Not gratitude for comfort, but gratitude for the chance to struggle. Struggle refines focus. It removes entitlement. It forces learning. Those who build belief learn faster because they take responsibility sooner. Those who borrow excuses repeat the same lessons in different forms. Learning keeps belief honest. Arrogance kills growth, but humility feeds mastery. Every setback becomes a classroom when belief is present. Every failure becomes data, not a verdict. This is how ordinary people build extraordinary lives, not by avoiding mistakes, but by extracting wisdom from them. And slowly, something changes. You stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your vision. You stop seeking permission. Belief becomes quiet, but unshakable. Excuses lose their voice because they are no longer needed. This is where the path begins to narrow. Fewer people can walk with you here, but this is also where your life starts to sound different when you speak about the future. Because now you are no longer borrowing reasons to stay the same. You are building belief. And belief, once built, begins to demand a higher standard from you. It no longer allows you to speak loosely about your potential or joke about your limitations. The inner dialogue changes first. You stop saying, "I'll try," and start saying, "I'll figure it out." You stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I don't honor what I'm capable of?" This is the silent shift that separates those who live reactively from those who live deliberately. Most people wait for confidence before they act, but confidence is a byproduct, not a prerequisite. It follows action the way a shadow follows a body in sunlight. Dale Carnegie taught that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move despite it. Belief does not eliminate fear, it outranks it. Fear becomes information, not instruction. Purpose sharpens belief even further. When your actions are tied to something larger than comfort, excuses lose their appeal. You no longer ask what is easy, you ask what is necessary. History remembers people who acted in alignment with purpose, not convenience. Lincoln did not preserve the Union because it was popular, he did it because it was right. Purpose anchors belief during storms when applause disappears. Adaptability is belief without rigidity. Strong belief does not mean stubbornness, it means commitment to the outcome, not attachment to a single method. Those who succeed adjust without abandoning their core vision. They evolve strategies, learn new skills, and release what no longer serves the mission. Excuses cling to old ways, belief innovates. Time becomes an ally when belief is present. While others rush and panic, you build patiently. You understand that mastery compounds. Carnegie himself rose not through shortcuts, but through years of observation, learning human nature, refining communication, and serving value before demanding recognition. Belief understands seasons. It plants when no one is watching and harvests when others are confused. Comparison is one of the most seductive excuses available. It whispers that someone else is ahead, luckier, more gifted. Belief silences comparison by narrowing focus inward. You stop measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. You measure against yesterday's discipline, yesterday's effort, yesterday's integrity. Progress becomes personal. There comes a moment, quiet, unannounced, when you realize excuses no longer comfort you. They feel hollow, heavy, embarrassing. You see them for what they are, stories told to protect ego, not truth. At that moment, responsibility no longer feels like a burden, it feels like power. Because what you take responsibility for, you gain control over.
Belief matures into identity. You don't just believe you can succeed, you see yourself as someone who finishes, who adapts, who learns, who stands back up. Identity drives behavior automatically. You no longer need constant motivation because you are acting in alignment with who you believe you are. And when setbacks come, and they will, you don't dramatize them, you don't personalize them, you don't surrender to them. You process, adjust, and continue. This is the calm strength of belief. Loud confidence collapses easily. Quiet belief endures. Eventually, the world begins to respond differently, not because you demanded validation, but because consistency commanded respect. Opportunities appear where excuses once lived. People listen differently. Doors open not from luck, but from readiness. This is the truth few will tell you. Life does not reward potential, it rewards proof, and proof is built daily by choosing belief over excuse, especially when no one is watching. So decide, not once, but repeatedly. When resistance shows up, build belief. When doubt whispers, build belief. When progress feels slow, build belief. Because every time you do, you are not just moving closer to success, you are becoming the kind of person success recognizes.
This channel isn't for everyone. It's for those who choose discipline over excuses.